You know, our world basically runs on data these days. And because of that, cybersecurity isn't just some techie buzzword anymore. It's pretty much a survival skill for all of us. So, how do we actually stay safe in our digital lives? Well, let's break it down.
Okay, let's start with a little bit of a puzzle. What on earth could a 19th century loom possibly have in common with your email inbox? I know, it sounds a little weird, but the answer actually takes us right to the very beginning of what we'd call cybercrime.
And the answer is they were both targets of a deliberate attack on technology. And get this, the first cybercrime happened way, way back in 1820. An inventor created this cool new automated loom, but his employees, totally freaked out about losing their jobs, went and sabotaged it. That core idea, attacking technology, is a theme that has, well, definitely stuck around. And that brings us to the modern battlefield, the digital danger zone. I mean, the tech has evolved from looms to laptops for sure, but the threats, they've become infinitely more sophisticated. So what really makes cybercrime so different? Well, think about it like this. A bank robbery requires someone to physically be there, right? A cybercrime, on the other hand, can be launched from literally anywhere on the planet. And that anonymity, that distance, it just creates this huge, unique challenge for all of us.
Let's start with the one we've all heard of, hacking. At its core, it's really just digital trespassing. You know, getting into a system where you absolutely do not belong. But once a hacker is inside, they're not just looking around. Nope, they can steal your data, mess with services, and cause complete and utter chaos.
And then there's phishing. I bet we've all seen this in our own inboxes. It's basically a digital con game. You get this urgent-looking email, maybe it looks like it's from your bank, telling you to click a link and verify your details. It seems so simple, but it is an incredibly effective way for criminals to snatch your passwords and credit card info.
Next up, we have a couple of digital pests, viruses and worms. A virus is kind of like its biological namesake. It needs a host, like a file you download, to spread around. A worm, though, a worm is way more sinister. It's independent. It can just crawl across entire networks all by itself, replicating and infecting pretty much everything it touches.
Now, for what is maybe the most frightening modern threat, ransomware. Just imagine all your files, your photos, your documents, everything are suddenly locked up, encrypted, and totally inaccessible. Then the attacker demands money for the key to unlock them. It's literally a digital hostage situation, and all of your personal data is the victim.
Okay. After all that doom and gloom, I promise there's good news. We are not defenseless. So let's move on and talk about building your digital fortress. It's time to go over the tools that actually keep you safe online.
All right, your first line of defense is a firewall. The best way to think of it is like a security guard for your network. It's constantly watching all the traffic coming in and going out. It has a pretty good idea of what looks safe and what looks suspicious, and it can block threats before they even get a chance to reach your computer. Next up is a VPN. So if a firewall is your security guard, a VPN is like a secure armored tunnel for your internet activity. It encrypts everything you do online, which makes it totally unreadable to anyone who might be snooping around. And this is especially important when you're on public Wi-Fi, say at a coffee shop. Now, what happens if the worst actually happens and you lose your data? This is exactly where the 3-2-1 backup rule comes in. It's a really simple strategy. Just keep 3 copies of your important data on 2 different types of media, with at least one of those copies stored off-site, like in the cloud. It is your ultimate safety net. You know, protection isn't just about defending against outside threats. It's also about protecting our own creations. And this brings us to the kind of complicated world of intellectual property in the digital age. So what even is intellectual property? Well, to put it simply, it's anything that comes from your mind. In the digital world, that could be the code you wrote for an app, an article you published, a song you composed, or some kind of innovative new online process. Now, there are 2 main ways to protect these ideas. A copyright automatically protects the expression of an idea. So think of the specific words you used in a blog post or the exact lines of code you wrote. A patent is different. You have to actually apply for it, and it protects the invention or the process itself, like a groundbreaking new algorithm. But all these tools and rules, they don't just exist in a vacuum. And that leads us to our final section, the legal frameworks that attempt to bring some order to the, let's face it, wild west of the internet. This quote here, it's from India's IT Act of 2000, and it really gets to the core of what cyber law is trying to do: make the digital world legitimate. Laws like this are what give legal weight to things like electronic signatures and online documents, which is what makes everything from e-commerce to e-governance even possible.
And of course, these laws also draw a very clear line in the sand, defining what's actually illegal. Things like hacking, identity theft, and publishing obscene material online are specifically outlawed, and that gives authorities the power they need to prosecute.
And believe me, these laws have teeth. For crimes like hacking or identity theft, the consequences are very, very real, including some significant prison time. This is not just a slap on the wrist. We're talking about serious criminal offenses.
And all of that leaves us with one final and, I think, crucial question. Technology evolves at lightning speed, right? While lawmaking is often slow and deliberate. As new threats pop up, from AI-powered deepfakes to cryptocurrency fraud, the big challenge is going to be for our laws and our own awareness to keep pace. So, what do you think the future holds?